Is it possible for you to actually get a free cash flowing business if you understand how to maximize the full leverage of OPM or other people's money? Well, it absolutely is. And in this video, I'm going to share with you exactly how you can get literally a free cash flowing business. And all you need to do is wash, rinse, repeat over and over again until you can build some amazing, incredible monthly cash flows in a very, very short period of time. So buckle up your seatbelts because I have a lot of stuff to bring to you in a very short period of time. So here we go. Okay, so you're probably wondering, well, Monica, how do I get a free cash flowing business? Well, there's a interesting way for you to be able to do this. It does require some business credit. So if you don't know anything about business credit, I've done a ton of videos on it, but I'm just going to give you the short 60-second version of how this works. Basically, you want to have a mid FICO of at least 720 or above. That's your mid FICO score, your personal FICO. And then while maybe you're still rebuilding your credit, in which case that's fine too. What I'd like you to do is go to AmeriLawyer.com or one of the many other corporation formation companies in the country and go ahead and form yourself a for-profit corporation. Likely it'll be in your home state. So if you do one in your home state, go ahead and get a for-profit corporation, and you'll also want to get something called an EIN or employer identification number. It's essentially the social security number for your company. And then all you need to do is start to get business credit cards. Even with a brand spanking new business, as long as your FICO, your mid FICO is above 720, I like to see it above 750, quite honestly, but 720, 750 plus, you could start to get tens of thousands of dollars in unsecured credit virtually instantly, even if you have a brand spanking new for-profit business. So you don't need to buy a seasoned company, because seasoned companies of 2 and 3 years or older are going to cost you several $1,000s. It's completely unnecessary to get that or do that. You could start a brand spanking new corporation. So just a case in point, once you're able to get, say, for example, $50,000 in unsecured credit, which is fairly easy to do, especially if a 750 or above FICO, you can definitely use a Chase Ink card, for example. I actually got this recently in the mail, and I'm pre-approved for probably another $50,000 that will give me if I decided to actually apply for this online. And you don't need to wait to get one of these in the mail, by the way. You can actually go online. Right now, they have a 0% APR promotional period where you can actually get 0% APR for 12 months, sometimes a little longer depending on their current promotion right now. So say it's 12 months right now, which usually that's what it is. And again, you don't have to wait to get this mailer in the mail. You can actually go online right now and enjoy a 0% APR Chase Ink business credit card. And you'll use your personal social security number. You'll also use your EIN, which again is your social security number for your company, when you apply for your business credit card. So say you'll get 50,000 off the bat. Sometimes you'll get less, like 25, but usually they'll max you out at $50,000, especially if you have a decent mid personal FICO score. So maybe you don't get 50,000. Maybe you have to apply with a couple other creditors. Like, for example, you might have to get an American Express or a Bank of America or US Bank or Ameris Bank card. And between those, you should be able to raise at least $50,000. But once you get this money, you can then use this leverage of the 0% APR promotional period for about a year as essentially free money to get yourself a cash flowing business. So you use a website called flipit.com. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but you go to flipit.com, start yourself a free account basically. And then the upper left-hand corner, you can click on the browse link. It says browse. And what I typically like to do is look at the Amazon listings to see what kind of Amazon businesses are for sale. And then I'll browse around and look at other things, but I'm only interested in online companies, digital companies. I'm not really interested in brick and mortar. Like, I don't want, a dry cleaner or anything like that. I'm not interested in any of that at all. So that's why I typically will look at the Amazon listings to see what's available, or any kind of social media like YouTube channels or anything like that. All that's available on flipit.com. So case in point, within like maybe 60 seconds of me being on the site to do this new research for this video, I was able to find My Paints, which this is a business that just dropped in price. They want $32,000. And with that, you can get a cash flow of $3,344 per month. And so if you actually take that $32,000, and maybe you actually use your Chase Ink card that you got your 0% APR promotional period for. You use $32,000 of that at a 0% APR, and as long as you're making your minimum payment every month, it's a 0% APR until the promotional period's over, which is usually about a year. It would take you 9.5 months to use that 33 and change, so say a little more than $3,300 a month in cash flow from the My Paints business. You basically use that $3,300 a month for 9.5, say 10 months, and your credit card is paid off. It's completely paid off. And it's still a 0% APR period because you did it within 12 months. And so now you have a business that's giving you $3,344 a month forever after that you just got essentially for free. You just got yourself a free business. Here's another one. It's a 4-year KDP Select business. So in other words, they publish books on Amazon. And for only $12,000, you can get a $2,500 a month business. All right. So I think $12,000, that's like nothing. Okay. So $12,000. And how long is it going to take you for you to be able to pay off that $12,000 with the $2,500 a month in cash flow? Well, it's going to take about 5 months roughly. And then after that 5-month period, by month 6, you're getting $2,500 a month forever, as long as you maintain the business, of course, right? And the cool thing is, if you buy any of these businesses, these people that are selling these businesses will teach you how to run the businesses. They'll teach you the marketing. They'll teach you everything, the secret sauce, if you will, on exactly how to continue and maintain that cash flow. Here's another one. This one's called Content, Food and Drink, which would be something I would not be interested in because aside from being able to pop a bag of popcorn, my ability to be able to cook is pretty much next to nil. I can cook pasta and some eggs once in a while. I'm not even very good at that. So this would be the last thing I'd want to do, is to have a YouTube channel about food and drink. But maybe you're a foodie and you really like that idea of having a YouTube channel, especially when it only costs $5,000. So supposedly this channel makes $2,297 a month. So if you think in terms of, okay, it would take a little bit more than 2 months, say 3 months, to be able to pay that $5,000 back. And then again, now forever, you have a $2,297, business that's making you this kind of cash flow forever, as long as you maintain the business, right? Which again, the people who are selling the business, they're going to teach you how to run and maintain the business. Whereas not only will you be able to maintain that cash flow, but you'll also be able to increase the cash flow. So who's to say that you're not going to increase it to $3,000 a month, $4,000 a month, $5,000 a month, right? So this is how you can get a free business using the leverage of OPM or other people's money in a way that I bet you nobody else has ever talked to you about, because most people don't know how this works, right? So the idea is to get your personal credit to where it's in the best possible shape. Again, you want to be over that 720 mid FICO, ideally 750 or above. Get yourself a for-profit corporation, maybe in your home state. And then what you want to do is be able to start applying for these unsecured credit cards that have 0% APR promotional periods. Chase Ink usually always has something for about a year, and they'll give you up to $50,000. And then you can use that $50,000 to buy yourself, some businesses. Maybe you want the $32,000 one that's making a little more than $3,300 a month. And then you're like, okay, well, I have some money left over. I have another, I have another little chunk of change to be able to use. So I can get the $32,000 one, and I can also get the $12,000 business as well. And then that way I'm only spending, $44,000, which is still not my maximum of $50,000. And now I have two businesses, one that's going to give me $3,344 a month, and another one that's going to give me $2,500 a month. And I can even add the $5,000 business on there, because remember, I'm only at $44,000 that I spent on the $32,000 business, on the $12,000 business. And then there's the YouTube channel on the food and drink. That's another $5,000. That brings me to $49,000. And now I can get that $2,297 profit business. And so I'm making a lot of money now. I mean, I'm making just under $10,000 a month, being able to just borrow this $50,000 at a 0% APR promotional period. And even better, I can use the proceeds, the monthly proceeds from all three of these businesses, to pay off the credit card balance in about 10 months or less. And then what I can do is then get in perpetuity this income forever. Okay, as long as I'm maintaining the business as I'm trained to do by the people selling the businesses, and even better, I can double, even triple the business if I decide to spend time on it and focus on those businesses. So this is how you can make a ton of money. I mean, imagine if in less than a year you can get all of these free businesses making about $10,000 a month, using not even a dime of your own money, like literally very little risk, as long as you do your due diligence and find out whether or not these actual businesses are making this kind of money. And legally, they do have to disclose to you all of their bank statements and so forth to show you proof on the fact that they're making this kind of money, and reveal all of the details on exactly how they're making this money, to make sure that you understand exactly what's needed to be able to maintain those cash flows, to keep it the same, and ideally to increase it as time goes on. So that's how you can get some free businesses, to whereas you never have to even risk a dime of your own money using OPM or other people's money as maximum leverage. But you have to be able to get that business or corporate credit going. And the only way you're really going to be able to do that, to be able to qualify for $50,000 just from this one card, by the way, is to have that mid-FICO of 720 or above, ideally 750. And then also take a look at other different business credit cards, like American Express cards, like the American Express Delta, for example, or to take a look at US Bank or Ameris Bank, Citibank. One of my favorite Citibank cards is the Citibank Costco Visa card, which if you have a Visa or if you have a Costco membership, you can just go in there and apply for it. So those are like my favorite go-to unsecured business credit cards. But again, look for the ones that have a 0% APR promotional period, because that's what makes this whole thing work. You don't want to have to pay any interest on any credit cards for at least a year to be able to use that money, that free money, to be able to buy these businesses and get the cash flow, pay off those credit cards, and then get that as free cash flow for the rest of your life. So this is how you can build some highly profitable businesses without even having to use your own blood, sweat, and tears, having to come up with some kind of, whiz-bang idea that's going to make a ton of money, or even having to find the skill set needed to be able to build an online business, or all these other very difficult things to do if you don't have the skill set built in. And you can just literally just pick up a business that's already been successful, already making money, and make it your own. And even better, have the owner or the manager of the company come to you and say, this is how we do it. This is how to maintain this cash flow. This is how to increase the cash flow over time. I mean, it's a no-brainer, folks. Like, why would you ever want to start your own business from scratch, knowing very little, when you could just take over somebody else's pre-existing, already successful, tested, and proven, seasoned business? Come on, no-brainer there. Especially if you have no business experience or no marketing or sales experience whatsoever, this is the way to go. So if you found that this content was useful, give me a nice thumbs up. It helps me out a lot, as well as consider subscribing to my channel, because I have so much more to bring to you. Also, if there's a specific topic or subject matter you'd like me to cover, go ahead and enter it into the comment section below. And if you want to check out some of my business ideas that can bring you from broke to millionaire in the shortest amount of time possible, go ahead and check that out in the description box. This is Monica Mead signing off, and I will see you at the top.